Yes, welcome. A lot has happened.
Indeed.
We came from Backlash where the crowd was amazing.
It was a mental. I think
Where
they like
Randy said, they did like Randy said. They like Randy Orton too, and Randy was asked, "What's the difference between? Is there a big difference between American and European crowds?" And he says, "Let me tell you this: not once in my many years of American wrestling has anyone sung my theme song." Until and France sung all of it.
They were very good.
Some things I was making some. I said I was going to tweet about it, didn't in the end, but main event Jey Uso didn't win.
Yeah, that upset me.
He got bloodline shenaniganed.
Indeed.
Once again. Not bloodline shenaniganed. Judgment Day. They both do the same thing. Judgment Day shenaniganed. To an angry Damian Priest that they had to get involved. Damian was not too happy.
Not happy. That's
So they decided to beat up.
Starting to fall apart there, isn't
it? Although, if you believe on Monday, he said, I overreacted and gave them all a nice hug. Nice group hug of the Judgment Day. It was quite nice. Even Dominic got involved with his one arm.
Indeed.
And then it went to Finn telling us how he's got to buy into the next round because Drew is injured. He's all happy. One less match.
And then Jey comes out.
And then Pinhead Pierce has to come out, as Chelsea Green would say.
Yeah.
Okay, you don't get a buy, mate. No such thing. Your opponent is main event Jey Uso.
And the crowd went mad again.
Yeah, he had his Backlash outfit still on. He did his thing. Drew McIntyre showed up.
Yeah.
Giving him an angry stare down, which almost gave Finn the win. But Jey didn't let it bother him. Jey continued to win the match and instantly ran away before doing the eat because Drew was getting a little bit too close. So Jey legged it out of there.
Yeah. Is he going to eat all the way to the final?
And then we had the backstage segment where he's getting very angry at Adam Pearce for saying he was fine enough to wrestle. Why didn't you let him wrestle? Because the story is he is actually fine enough to wrestle. It's not that bad of an injury, but they're trying to protect him.
Yeah.
It's what's happening.
Indeed.
Trying to protect the man. So,
nice.
Same with Asuka. We're going to get to her in a bit, but same with Asuka. Same kind of vibe. But Drew's angry. He then leaves the stadium in a very nice kill, mind you. Very nice kill. As a QR code flashes up. The moment he leaves, I'm like, oh, dear, damn, you got me on a... We're going to get to that QR code in a bit once we talk about Mr. Mystery Man. But then as soon as he leaves, CM Punk arrives.
Yeah.
In an old car. One had a new car, one had an old car.
Where's Drew? Just missed him.
He's like, God damn it, I wanted to confront him. It's like, well, I'm glad he's left now.
Can you do me a favor? Can you play my music?
Got something to say. And he does. He tells everyone to tweet at Drew McIntyre that he says he'll be at red light. He'll see it. He'll turn around. He'll come back. He's going to take the show hostage. He didn't get given the hostage time, but he did take the show for a bit, start talking, calling him a coward, saying he's going to break his face, and then saying, don't make me go to Glasgow, Scotland.
We want you to go to Punk. We want you to come to Glasgow, Scotland.
Yeah, we'll teach you how to pronounce it. Punk. We'll teach you how to pronounce it. You don't pronounce the W, Punk, when we're saying...
Punk, if you are going to Glasgow, Scotland to beat up Drew McIntyre, we'll do an exclusive interview with you on the channel.
Yeah, we'll supply the haggis. I'll buy some for you if you want to hide it. I'll procure it.
Yeah.
Drew did not come back, though. He claims that he did on Twitter afterwards. He said he did come back after that, but then CM Punk was nowhere to be found.
Sad.
And he says he better watch it if he comes to Glasgow. His people fight for each other. He says you won't leave. You won't fight me. You'll be fighting everybody. That's a warning from Mr. So we got our first Glasgow name drop there. So even if he's not fighting Drew, then he's at least going to pop out of a bowl of haggis. He already said that. There's going to be a bowl of haggis there. And he's going to break Drew's heart.
Yeah.
We don't know which order, but he's doing one of the...
Yeah. It'd be funny if he cost Drew again a title in his own town. That'd be funny.
Could happen. And then we had Damage Control after Io Sky won her first round against Natalia. Good match.
Yeah, it was a good match. Yeah.
We had Dakota Kai talking about boosting up a promo on her birthday. The crowd kept saying the usual, what? 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 And then she came back with them and got him saying, say what if you're an idiot? And they said, what? And she goes like, ha ha ha. It's the one non-original chant that Americans have. They was like, what? To the bad guy? What?
I made sure we said happy birthday to Dakota Kai on our social media.
Exactly. And we learned the reason why Asuka wasn't there is that she's injured as well.
Everyone's injured.
Exactly. And then Dakota Kai reveals that she's going to fill in for Asuka and take on the Bird Lady, Lyra Valkyrie. And then gave a warning to Becky Lynch that they're coming for her when she's done with her charity case, Liv Morgan.
Yeah. They were. Yeah.
And then they leave. And we go on the show as normal. We have a great banger of a match between Ilya and Ricochet. Now, Ricochet, speed champion, put on a show for us. And Ilya, main roster, is just going to cook.
Yeah. He was so good.
The Mad Dragon is just as good. And we know now he's facing main event Jey Uso.
It's going to be a good match. I think Jay's going to win that, but it's going to be a good match.
Exactly. It's a match that's going to make Ilya look very good as well.
Yeah, it's the same as the Cody versus Carmella Hayes the other night, yeah. Show that's going to be against the top.
And then we saw also in that men's tournament, we saw a promo by Kofi Kingston against Rey Mysterio because he wants to get revenge on Gunther.
Yeah, quite a few of the matches were on the live events, aren't they?
They moved them to the live event, which is strange to me. Because there was some promo things that I think they could have cut out of the show to include the tournament. Like, for example, that entire interview section with Becky Lynch talking about what she wore at the fashion, was not needed. We all saw the hat. We did not need to keep questioning the hat choice, We could have easily fit another 5-minute match in the prime of the day to talk about Becky Lynch's choice of hats.
Yeah.
And that's we had those things. We had we don't know what's happening with the Judgment Day. This situation, they talked about how Finn Balor might have still been a bit tired after Braun Strowman clobbered him the week before, and he said, "Yeah, I'm right." And he goes like, "Yeah, we gotta handle that guy." And then Damian Priest is like, "Yeah, we will handle him." Speaking of which, you're gonna handle him, pointing at poor JD McDonough. So that's happening at some point. I wish him the best at handling the situation.
Yeah, I don't think he's winning.
You never know. I wish him the full best. He's got my support. Braun is like 3 times the size of him, but he's got my support. And then Dom brings in another stray off the street in Carlito.
Yeah.
He goes, and Damian Priest is like, no. This man spat an apple in our face last year's Backlash. No. This man cost us everything last year. What do you mean? You're going to invite him in, Dom? Get this man out of here. And that's also wrote there. Dom says he'll come around, but I don't think Damian wants to be friends with Carlito now.
Well, we don't know how long Damian's going to be in the Judgment Day. It's like
no, but it didn't look like Finn and JD were very too pleased with working with Carlito either, by their facial expressions. You know, they didn't seem to be.
I still want Logan Paul in the Judgment Day. Remember those rumors a few weeks back that with that tweet? I think he'd be awesome in the Judgment Day.
And then out of nowhere, we had that the Zelina Vega match also moved to live event with the Rey Mysterio match. Now we know that sadly Zelina Vega has been injured. So there's another one on the list of injuries.
Indeed.
And yeah, we went back and forth with these things. We had that interview with Becky. Then, of course, Liv interrupts it because of setting up their match. Like, you didn't let me finish. You have your match at King of the Queen tournament.
King and Queen of the Ring, yeah.
And then Damage Control come out, like they always do, and go like, Liv gets a title match that she did nothing to earn. You know, sometimes the bad guys like Dakota Kai get it spot on, you know. She didn't earn it. She's been handed it.
And then they all came in the ring, and then she left.
And Liv and Becky go stamp side by side, 2 sisters in arms, and then Liv goes, "Not my problem. Not my issue. They're not here for me." And then the bird lady shows up, Lyra Valkyrie, to save the day with that Dublin Ireland connection. You know,
I think she's going to be good on the main roster.
Exactly. She proved it in her match against Dakota Kai. Sadly, Dakota Kai is getting the Bailey treatment at the moment, where she's taking every single pin.
Yep.
In existence. But, you know, that's what made Bailey a crowd favorite eventually, so you never know.
Yeah. She's still one of my favorites.
She'll always be one of your favorites. We know that much. Yep. But we'll start off this by talking about Uncle Howdy.
Howdy.
He's been sending some cryptic messages lately.
Yes, yeah.
He's been flashing up QR codes that tell us about like debt and all of this shit, popping in and out.
Yeah, in his family.
And that this person set them free.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts on these very creepy messages? We had one about going into the Backlash live stream, Jono. We had one at Backlash too, which was very terrifying.
Yeah, they're a bit weird. Don't know where they're going to lead, but I think he's coming soon. I wouldn't be surprised if he turns up at King and Queen of the Ring. We thought he was going to turn up at Backlash, and he didn't.
It didn't, but apparently there's a date in one of the source files for this code that has the date of King and Queen of the tournament in it, so we'll see.
Yeah. So maybe he is the one.
Might be the reason that the main event doesn't finish.
That's what I was about to say.
It's well possible.
Yeah. But don't you want Cody 2 belts?
I don't think it's the right time. We'll get into that. That's our main discussion today. We'll skip. I think that's all that really happened in Raw. It was a very quick Raw. No, the main event. We'll get to the main event. Sheamus and Gunther.
Great match.
Always a banger.
Always a banger. But Sheamus lost again.
Although there was a bit of cheating there. I will bring this up. Gunther shouldn't have won that.
Yeah.
The ref blatantly saw Ludwig Kaiser cheat, staring directly at Ludwig Kaiser, injured the leg, and didn't kick Ludwig Kaiser out of the ground for cheating, but didn't disqualify Gunther.
No.
There's no rules, John.
Would you disqualify Gunther? He's a very scary man.
He's a very scary man, but if you see them, I don't think he was supposed to directly see the altercation, but he was clearly looking at it.
Yeah.
Clearly disregard for the rules here, John. I'm just saying.
We know he's going to be the king of the ring. We don't want to mess with him.
Not if Kofi Kingston has anything to say about it by his boy Xavier Woods with the New Day. Well, a good match. Didn't expect Sheamus to tap out as the finish, though.
Yeah.
The weird finish, and I think that was only because they went overtime. That match went about 3 minutes past when the show's supposed to end.
Yeah.
But brilliant match. Yeah. Gunther is one step closer again to be the ring general, king of the ring.
Yeah.
The brackets are interesting. It means he will face either Rey Mysterio or Kofi Kingston.
Yeah.
In the next round. Now we don't know that because they're actually doing their match today at a live event.
Yep.
Before they fight tomorrow. So they'll be at a disadvantage. Yes, I know, it's rather confusing. Oh yes, we also had another a match that got scheduled where Bronson Reed was very angry at Chad Gable last week for interrupting his title match and said, "How dare you?" So they had a fight. But then a very angry Sammy comes out and goes like, "How dare you be beating me up last week and ruined the match?"
Yeah.
Took them both out, but then Bronson decided to do what he did last week and squash them both.
Yeah, now we've got a triple threat.
And then they asked, "What are you going to do?" And he said, "It's very personal between me and Chad. And then it's very professional between me and Bronson. Bronson's after the title. Chad and me are after each other. So the only way to solve this is a triple threat." Which we all know how the Saudi crowds love Sami Zayn. So it makes sense that he defends it on that show.
And being in Saudi, I think he retains.
Yeah, I think it's the whole thing of like triple threat where Chad and Bronson will probably get in their way. And Chad at this point will probably be too focused on revenge.
Yeah.
And I think this is going to be... I think after this, we're going to result in Chad going full heel. I think after this, he's going to break away from Alpha Academy. He's going to sack them all off because they're all losers and they didn't help him. Because he said, "You're going to help me win my title." And they don't help. He's going to sack them all off, and then he's going to create his heel faction, which we predict with the Creed brothers, which we predict. Because they haven't been on TV as much lately in the past few weeks. I think we're leading up to this.
Yeah.
But he needs to sack off the Alpha Academy first, and I think this triple threat is going to start that storyline.
Yeah, I definitely don't think they'll let Sammy lose in Saudi.
Yeah, I think he'll lose at the next pay-per-view he defends it on.
Yeah.
Which might be Scotland, who knows? And then we go over to SmackDown. Nice bit of SmackDown. We had some good matches there too.
Yeah.
The Bloodline, they're still kicking around.
Yeah.
We had before that we had a brilliant promo between it was at Backlash. We had a brilliant promo from LA Knight and Santos Escobar, which would have led to a brilliant match. But once again, we didn't see that match because then they moved it to a live event.
Yep.
where LA Knight won.
Yep.
So he
Yeah.
and Tiffany Stratton won her one that she was facing against Nia Jim.
Tiffy time.
So we have Tiffy is actually going to face Bianca Belair, who won her match.
Should be a good match.
Future. And Jade Cargill beat Piper Niven.
Who would have thought?
After getting slapped by Chelsea Green.
Yeah. Who would have thought that Jade Cargill would win?
So in the tournament, we used to have, this used to be non-main eventers, like your Selena Vega to get them known. This year we have a lot of main eventers in this King of the Ring.
I reckon the winner gets a championship shot.
Possibly, because this is the first year we have so many, actual main eventers in this.
All the people I'm watching are saying they think it's gonna happen that the winner gets a championship shot. And that would work perfectly for Gunther to have a championship run.
And then you have Bobby Lashley, who got injured before this after feuding with Carmelo Hayes. He has to pull out by the injury.
Yeah.
Which means Dawkins takes his place against Tama Tonga.
Yeah.
And speaking of which, we Solo called out Paul Heyman for pulling Roman out of, because we learned that at Backlash, and he pulled Roman out of the draft himself, and he goes, "Are you trying to make my kids go starving, Paul?
Yeah.
You trying to starve my kids?" Yeah. He goes like, "No, I'm not trying to starve your kids. Sounds like you're trying to starve my kids." He goes like, "No, I'm not trying to starve any kids here."
Apparently, Solo has been on the phone to Roman, and
he's the tribal chief now, and Paul is his wise man.
Yeah, apparently.
Paul is his wise man until Roman comes back.
We all
That's
believe
by orders of the tribal chief.
We all believe them.
I love you, wise man. He also called out by saying, "Did you try and give Jay a look of help me? Help me." Because he did kind of give Jay a bit of the eyes before his match,
Yeah.
So we don't know what's going to happen there. We also had an interview from Randy about his match against AJ Styles, which by the end of it, he goes, "Tomaloa, I'm going to run into you. You and Tama Tonga, I'm going to run into you again in this tournament, and I'm getting revenge for my tag partner, Kevin Owens." So he called out pretty early. He's like, you may be on the other side of the bracket, but hopefully we get to each other at some point. Which makes me think, which is why I think that might be the SmackDown final portion.
Yeah, I think he will be Randy Orton, yeah.
Now, I could be stand corrected if by somehow on Friday LA Knight beats Tama Tonga, but I think we get a bit of bloodline shenanigans in that match.
Yeah, you're probably right. Yeah.
And whether Jacob shows up because they don't want him to show up because he's going to overshadow Solo Sikoa as the tribal chief.
Yeah. Maybe he's the one really pulling the strings.
He's the tribal. He talks to Roman on the side himself. Get a one-up. Yeah, but then we had everything went on. We had Candice LeRae got beat up. She's the one that got beat by Bianca, I think.
Yeah.
Candice LeRae was never going to do anything on her first. She's not really that main event. She's finally got a heel persona, but she's not really up there just yet to be winning against Bianca Belair.
No.
Just not going to happen. We started the show actually with Cody Rhodes coming out with Nicholas Aldis.
Yeah.
Or Nasty Nicholas, as Chelsea Green would like to call him.
Yeah.
And he said, I know you're going to be a fighting champion. I've decided your next opponent. Then we hear, "Ayo!" Bam, bam, bam. And it's
Logan,
US champion. which was very confusing because they were talking like it was for both belts and not at the same time for like the most of that promo.
Yeah. I think they're going to have two separate matches on the same day.
Exactly.
Pay-per-view, one for the United States, and then
where Cody points out that he actually, to become a Grand Slam WWE champion, he only needs the US title.
Yeah, so it's perfect. He's going to be Cody two champs.
Cody two belts, which he did tweet out. Two belts.
And then The Rock will come back at SummerSlam and he'll win Rock's belt and he'll have all 3 belts.
Exactly.
He will be the People's Champion as well.
And we also had a new announcer for SmackDown. Congratulations to Alicia Taylor from NXT.
Yeah.
Who's now promoted to announcing Randy Orton and all that. So we wish her the best. She did a good job.
Yeah.
Speaking of NXT, we did have an NXT match on this with Baron Corbin versus Carmelo Hayes.
Yeah.
Both now back up on the SmackDown roster. So it's a repeat of their feuds in NXT.
Yeah, it was a good match. Carmelo Hayes was always going to win, I think. But yeah, it was a good match. I think they're pushing him towards that mid-title straight away, though, Carmelo Hayes. So he was always going to win that.
He had Nia Jax who destroyed Naomi.
Yeah.
To advance. She's one of those, like, dangerous ones of the thing. I think that's going to be the toughest match for
do you think it was the
draw?
Do you think it was the right call moving her to SmackDown from Raw?
Thing is, it makes SmackDown stronger. I just think Raw as a whole without Rhea Ripley is a very weakened. That's why they gave the belt to Becky.
Yeah,
you don't really have someone on Raw at the moment other than Becky to be that stand out. This person, if you beat them, that'll make your levels go up.
Yeah.
That's the reason why they chose good old Becky.
Yeah.
But that happened. We also had in this one few Randy Orton completely clobbering AJ Styles. No, AJ Styles actually Randy put on a great match. I don't know. There was quite a few people online during Backlash that were going like, "Oh no, they buried AJ because he kicked out of a move that wasn't even his finisher." They need to remind you that they've been protecting AJ Styles' finisher. He doesn't hit it as much anymore. His actual finisher, because they want to deem it like if he hits his finisher, it's pretty much game over.
Yeah,
he actually finally, but near the end of it, hit his finisher, and only because Randy's arms are so long, he survived by just grabbing the rope that was miles away.
Yeah,
they are doing a job to protect AJ Styles' finisher.
Do you think that?
In his match against Cody, never actually hit it once.
They did actually have a rematch, a live event last night. But do you think it takes him out of that main? Obviously, after having such a good match with Cody, do you think that removes AJ Styles from that?
I don't think so.
Main event straight away losing to Randy.
I don't think so, because the thing about Randy and AJ Styles, despite their status and what they've done throughout their careers, they will always get back to the main event no matter how bad they start going on a losing streak, just by their names. They've done so much in their career that they can just be themselves.
Yeah.
And do whatever. We got an interesting match next time. For the first time ever, Randy Orton versus Carmelo Hayes.
That's going to be a good match. I think he'll give Carmelo Hayes will give him a good match. I think Randy will win, but
it can make Carmelo Hayes look brilliant. Because you could lose and still look very strong. And I think this is a match that's going to cement.
Same as
Hayes.
when you face Cody. Yeah, same as we need to go on Cody.
I think it's going to be very good. And we have LA Knight versus the Bloodline once again. Then everyone knows who game it is. LA Knight, yeah.
Yeah, Tama Tonga's going to. I want LA Knight to win that, but I think it's going to be Tama Tonga.
Because we pretty much think it's going to be Randy rekindling.
We've got a song for Tama Tonga now.
Yeah, he's got it. He's got his own.
We have an entrance for Tama Tonga now.
Now we need Tamaloa.
Yeah.
Angaloa.
Did you see though when they brought him out? They didn't introduce him as the Bloodline. They introduced it as Tama Tonga, the Wise Man, and Paul Heyman. They didn't introduce it as the Bloodline.
It is interesting. I think we're going with a storyline there, but we haven't quite.
Yeah, I think that hints towards obviously with the Bloodline is going to be the Bloodline, so Jay, Jimmy, and Roman.
I think if Jacob Fatu joins the new Bloodline, I think you get the honorary Bloodline member, Sami Zayn.
Yeah.
On request by Jay Uso. The only one he'd accept it from is if Jay asked him to join.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And you have that reluctant just because one of your best friends asked you to be a part of it. So because he doesn't fully trust Roman or Jimmy yet, get like a Sami that he has someone that he can actually trust on that group.
Or if it's against the Raw, get Cody on the same side as Roman.
I don't think the internet's ready for that one. I just don't think we're ready for that. But but we have. And he might not even champ there. We could have Logan 2 belts by then. Logan could win.
Imagine the fallout on social media if Logan Paul wins both titles.
Exactly.
At King of the Ring.
And he's now the face of the company. Imagine Kevin Owens' anger because he didn't want him being US champion.
Indeed.
Kevin Owens instantly would be tearing up his new contract at that point that he's trying to get.
See, I don't have an anger problem. I have an idiot problem. Okay.
That he does. It's an interesting shape of events we have happening currently. So
let's talk about some of the other. So they've said that all the championships are going to be defended at King of the Ring and King and Queen of the Ring. So who else do you think? What other matches do you think we're going to get?
Well, Damien's going to defend it, but he's not going to defend it against Drew.
Yeah, so he's not going to defend against Drew. So is it going to be another match against Jay?
It depends on Jay's position in the tournament.
Yeah, I don't think Jay's winning the tournament, so
it's possible. It's either that or Braun Strowman.
Yeah.
Because I doubt JD McDonough's is dealing with Braun Strowman, you know?
Yeah, I don't think you can deal with that. Then tag titles. Who's Awesome Truth coming up against?
The Huskies basketball team. He's defending against the entire basketball team. He said it. The Miz is not up for it, but as R-Truth and I agree with him, a sport's a sport, Jono.
Yeah.
You know, if he wants an easy title defense, Jono, he should honestly challenge Man United for the belts, you know?
Not in Old Trafford, though. It's flooding.
No, they'll have to pick an away venue. We don't do well in Europe, too, international this year, so, you know, they'll have an even better chance.
Yeah.
A sport's a sport, Jono. A sport's a sport.
Realistically, though, who do you think they're gonna take them?
Realistically, I do think eventually you're going to have to get even a final testament, maybe.
Because I don't think the Judgment Day are there anymore. They're on different pages about the tag title, so I don't think that's the way they're going to go.
The only one that wants the tag title is Finn. He wants to get that back.
Yeah.
Which you could do with like Finn and the JD eventually, but
yeah, because I don't know how long Dominic's out for. So, yeah, he's out of the picture at the moment.
You have like New Catch Republic and you have the Final Testament. They're feuding with each other at the moment, but
yeah, indeed.
One of them could make.
What about A Town Down Under?
I think DIY for them.
DIY, yeah, I agree. And I think DIY win it.
Exactly. They had a promo package on Friday.
I don't know if they'll win it King and Queen of the Ring, but I think they will win it at a pay-per-view in the next few months.
Maybe Scotland.
Maybe, yeah.
Austin Theory has a bit of beef. The last time he was in Clash of the Castle, Tyson Fury ruined it for him, his big moment.
Indeed. Yeah.
So maybe we invite Tyson Fury there for that again, and we get round 2. He even said he wants to fight Tyson Fury at Clash of the Castle. So, so maybe we get that on the on SmackDown and the other on the pay-per-view. You know.
Then what about
the tricky one is the women's tag champs.
Yeah.
Because I don't see Bianca Belair not being in the tournament final. So I don't think the women's tag belts actually get defended.
Yeah, I don't know on that one. Has Bailey been confirmed as a... No, Bailey has not been confirmed yet, is it? So...
No, Bailey does not have an opponent right now. She's just looking at the people in the King and Queens tournament as potential rivals.
Yeah, so maybe... Yeah, maybe... I think it's eventually going to be Tiffany Stratton, isn't it? But I just don't know how they get... I don't know if they have a rematch at King and Queen of the Ring or if they... Maybe in Scotland, but I think that is the way it will go.
They're gonna.
I don't know who she's gonna fight at King and Queen of the Ring, though.
You would also assume her to maybe fight a Nia Jax eventually. She could do that in Saudi.
Yeah.
To get knocked out of the tournament by. I think she's. I don't know which side of the bracket if that's Jade's or Bianca's, but one of them knock out Nia Jax.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you think Bailey will lose it now, or Becky will lose it now, or
I don't think so.
I think she will lose it to her, but I'm not sure it's going to be in this pay-per-view.
I think she's
only just won it.
Yeah, everyone's like, with like the whole Liv Becky situation and that one as well. Everyone's like, Liv should win it now, the pay-per-view off. But I think it's too soon for Becky to drop it.
Yeah, she's only just won it.
Then you don't really get the story when Rhea comes back. Because she didn't win it off. Because then Rhea will just come back. Yeah, but you didn't win the belt off me, so what's the point? You won it off Becky, who I beat.
Yeah.
You know, there's not really like you beat the person I beat. Congratulations.
I'm calling a triple threat at WrestleMania 41. Rhea Ripley, Liv Morgan, and Becky Lynch. Triple threat for the Women's Championship.
Maybe. Like, because you also have
really early prediction that.
because Damage Control want to fight Becky Lynch again for that belt.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you have that other NXT girl that got called up that's a heel as well. To Raw.
Valkyrian lady.
No, not Valkyrie, the other one.
Yeah.
There was one female drafted to SmackDown and then two to Raw.
Okay.
I forget her name, but I will get her eventually.
Fair enough.
Because the draft has finally got it locked into place.
Yeah. I don't know why they said about final trades can still happen when they didn't change anything.
Yeah, they didn't trade. The only thing that we gave tease is like during the tournament, Braun Breaker goes like, "Why am I in the fucking tournament, mate?" And he goes, "You want to know why? Step into my office. I'll tell you why."
Yeah.
So we don't know. Maybe he's getting some form of a title. Maybe out there, like I said to you, John, out there prediction. Maybe he gets a chance to try and compete for the world heavyweight title. Maybe that's why he wasn't in the tournament.
Yeah, maybe.
We're pretty much going to get LWO versus Carlito at some point. Carlito's trying to get allies. Scratching my back, I scratch yours. Kind of vibe.
Yeah.
He's currently running away from Dragon Lee every chance he gets.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's very cool. So yeah, that's what we have at the moment with all of these things.
Yeah.
People know their places. People don't know their places. People are trying to get friends.
Cody's going to be 2 belts.
Exactly. Ilya is going to be a star.
Yeah. We had the other link with Dominic Mysterio and Liv Morgan, didn't we?
We had a few of them popping up.
We had
they get spotted leaving the same room.
Yeah,
so we had that. The other. We had her having. We had Dominic on Monday Night Raw. Dominic was wearing his handkerchief scarf. Wasn't when they went backstage with the Judgment Day later on that time. When he came in with Carlito, he no longer had the scarf on. And then we find in an image that Liv Morgan posted in her little pocket, if you zoom in, it very much looks like the same handkerchief Dominic has been wearing for most of the time.
Yeah. Dominic's been playing away at Liv Morgan's house.
Accidentally left his handkerchief. It happens to the best of us. Kiana James was the NXT woman that got called up the Raw. Yeah. And we've yet to see. Which a lot of those NXT people were brought up by Becky Lynch in her promo with people that are hungry for a chance at their title. She also mentioned Isla Dawn and Alba Fire.
Yeah.
She went missing in the SmackDown roster, but they're getting mentions now on Raw.
Yeah.
We got nothing in terms of actually seeing a bunch of these people that got drafted. Like the draft was always weird because some of the interesting ones were made off TV.
Yeah. What is the what's your pick of the draft?
Draft Odyssey Jones. It's great repick by Raw that we've never seen him. Odyssey Jones. Greatest wrestler I have never laid eyes on.
The funniest one I had was after we had about 3 weeks of where Bronson Reed
Braun Breaker.
Braun Breaker will
Braun
suck.
Breaker is a free.
He chooses SmackDown and then gets drafted to Raw.
The same thing happened with Andrade. Remember, like Andrade. Oh, what a great pick by Raw! Andrade to Raw. SmackDown. Pretty much most people that we made a debate or which brand they were going to swapped.
So the only one was Jade.
Yeah.
She stayed on the brand she was signed a contract for.
She actually hasn't, because with being women's tag champ, she can be on both now.
Yeah, which is what I want. Her beating everyone up sells tickets.
And although it is a swap with Sheamus going to Raw, Sheamus was appearing on Raw for the past even though he was technically a SmackDown man, but when he came back, he was on Raw for about 4 weeks before getting drafted to Raw. It was pretty obvious he was going to Raw.
Yeah, it was about 2 weeks, wasn't it? Because he came back straight just before the draft.
Which I always thought was weird, because he came back and started appearing on Raw, and I'm like, you're a SmackDown man. Why are you here? I know this is draft in 2 weeks, but you're not supposed to be here yet.
Yeah.
And Giovanni Vinci gets drafted to SmackDown and has yet to be appeared.
Yeah. There was a few people who I was surprised with. Like, I thought, I didn't understand with like NXT, because it was all the thing was like NXT can make picks. So I thought they would like draft people.
They put NXT in the logo and made the thing yellow to include them in it.
But they just got called up from NXT. They didn't.
Yeah,
like, I thought there was.
NXT is heavily weakened now because they've lost like everybody.
There's been quite a few people going down to NXT anyway, and I thought a few of them might be drafted back down to NXT.
They should have, in my opinion.
So
they should have got the Baron Corbin treatment. Just go down there and stay down there for a bit, reinvent yourself.
Yeah, I think what's the group who was in WrestleMania? I can't remember who.
Final Testament.
Final Testament. I thought they were going to go down to NXT because they've been in NXT a lot recently.
And the Good Brothers, AJ Styles' old faction, they were down there.
Yeah, the Viking man. Yeah. He's been down there.
Newcastle probably showed up at one point.
And one person I wanted to go down there because I don't see where they're going with him at the moment is Sami Zayn and Cody's punching bag and Jay Uso. You know what I mean?
We won't get into that one now.
Because I'm sick of seeing that match. And him still not winning.
Well, you see, Shinsuke is now on SmackDown, where he can once again have the 50th match against Cody Rhodes. He did one of his promos again, his Japanese promo, like, yeah, I'm coming to wreak chaos and probably lose again, but I'm here. Yes.
Yeah, I thought your time on NXT would have done him some good, but
but you have that. You have Drew McIntyre getting picked under CM Punk, which also another avenue to that. The way he was annoyed that he was drafted after CM Punk? CM Punk is one rating more than him on 2K.
Yep.
CM Punk has been rated at 90, while as Drew McIntyre is 89.
Yep.
So I can't see Drew being too happy about that one now.
And Jay's also higher than him as well.
Yeah, but I think he might be a little bit more annoyed at the CM Punk being higher than him. And that he's been here for like ages. He's also listening to Eminem. Drew McIntyre. He back at the office. He's writing to CM Punk, Dear Phil. Then a Dear Stan. He's writing a song called CM Punk's a Bitch in the studio. Yeah. So I can't wait to hear it.
That's going to be the best match in years, I think.
When they're both eventually fit, which I still have hope. I'd call me naive, but I do have hope for Clash of the Castle interaction between the two of them.
Yeah.
In Scotland.
Oh,
because I think it could be a way to even turn to get heelish CM Punk back as well, against a Scotland crowd that's gonna be for Drew and have snivy little CM Punk.
Yeah, because I want what I've said, I want that match at Scotland. I don't think it's gonna happen. I think Drew's gonna win the title at Scotland. And then
he comes out and has that interaction where you feed you.
Yeah, and then Punk will come out. But
in a bowl of haggis. Now I want to see him in a bowl of haggis. I want him to drop out a giant bowl of haggis that shows up in the ring and he pops out of it.
Yeah, I think what else have we got together?
I don't know that he also burnt the signed CM Punk. So you got the other week.
Yeah,
McIntyre. He's not a happy boy lately. That man.
No.
I feel like me and you need to. We'll find him in Scotland, Johnno, and we'll cheer him up. He's not a happy boy. We'll find him. We'll cheer the man up.
I'm gonna wear a CM Punk shirt.
We'll cheer the man up. We'll ignore you. We'll cheer the man up. You'll wear a coat first before you reveal it. We'll try and cheer him up first. We have speed. Oh, we'll end it on a bit of speed. We had the speed champion get crowned since our last thing. Ricochet. We were all shocked. We didn't know he was going to win. We were all shocked. We expected Johnny Gargano to. No, we saw all the leaked images. It was. And we have the new speed tournament to determine his number one contender. Where Ivar, the Viking man, beat Apollo Crews.
Yeah.
And he will go against either Berto or Tyler Bate.
Yeah. To
decide who faces Ricochet for the speed champion.
Yeah. I reckon Roman comes out and just nicks the speed championship and said, "It's what I want to do the whole time anyway."
No, Logan Paul comes out and says, "Now I have a 4th belt." After winning Cody's, Logan Paul comes out and goes "Now I have 3 belts. Give me the Rock's belt. I want 4." Logan 4 belts. And then Logan shows up on Raw and takes Sammy's IC title as well. It's Logan 5 belts and then just walks out of the company. That's what's gonna happen, John. That's what we got going. Will we see? Question here: will Drew This is the question. Will we get the injuries back before or after Drew McIntyre gets his one up on CM Punk?
I'm kind of split on. I like Logan Paul, as you mentioned, but I was quite open on the draft. I wanted him to go over to Raw.
Yeah, we were very much talking about we wanted Sammy and Logan to split across, and then they said, "Yeah, champions are not moving."
If he loses the title, because I think he'd be better in the heavyweight title push than the Undisputed.
Possibly.
So, could it be a way of splitting him so that they can move him over to Raw? The storyline, I think he would be better for Raw.
I do think that as well, but I also don't think it's a good idea to have Cody have 2 belts. I didn't like when the last time they did it was Seth Rollins versus John Cena, where Seth Rollins became US champ and world champ.
Yeah.
I think you take away some of because you're not going to have your main champion defend both belts in one night.
Maybe they
It's
do
not
it
gonna happen.
just to get it away from Logan, so they can go with to Raw, for example, and then he does Cody drops the title to say someone new can win it.
Well, it's possible, but I just see it as I don't see this match having an official end. I see a DQ.
Yeah.
I see both of them walking out of that tournament still as champions, but probably on the ground with the person that DQ'd them.
Yeah. Yep.
That is my thoughts on that one. So what's your opinion? Do you think it's going to be Uncle Howdy that ruins the day now?
Yeah, I do, yeah.
With his family?
Yeah. Or
We don't
Roman just
actually
come
know
back
that.
and spear Cody.
And then just leave, like he does in the video game. It's been interesting because the rumors that a character that has disappeared for ages is going to be one of the members, and that's Nikki Cross. She's disappeared off TV. Crazy Scottish lady she is.
Yeah.
And in the video of the last promo where we had Den Now Forever, they replaced CM Punk in that with Sister Abigail in the background of that video in the sky, which is Alexa Bliss's character.
Alexa Bliss was always going to be involved.
Well, yeah, because she was Sister Abigail.
Yeah.
She was like a main part of the Wyatt,
Yeah.
the new Wyatt family that they tried to do before, unfortunately, Bray Wyatt passed away.
Yeah.
And you could have Dexter Lumis, who they've re-signed pretty much every member of the Wyatt family in the background.
Yeah.
On WWE contracts.
Yeah.
And Dexter Lumis, who used to be in a faction, kind of like with Johnny Gargano, Candice LeRae, and there was actually an old clip from a very long time ago, John. I'm talking a few years at this point, where Dexter Lumis was drawing a picture for Candice LeRae and Johnny Gargano. Like, oh, you drew us a family portrait. And they looked at it and it said, and there was a person drawing creeping in the background. And they were like, oh, who's that? It's like, is that Nikki Cross? And they look back and Nikki Cross is creepily staring at Dexter Lumis and all of them. And runs away.
I saw one the other day of Tamatonga in his days as the old faction he was part of.
Yeah.
With AJ Styles and all that.
The Bullet Club.
Yeah. So
they've signed every member bar one of the old Bullet Club is back in the WWE.
Yep.
Maybe eventually if Finn ever turns babyface again, we get the Bullet Club back. But
that's
no,
a weird one with that, because like I think the Judgment Day are going to obviously that feud is going to happen with them too soon anyway. But I always thought Priest would be the heel and
but
Finn
the
would
way
be
the
heel.
way they did with the Backlash, I think Finn's going to stay the heel.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. Yeah,
because Damien was like, he's had enough. Let's not keep beating the man up.
Yeah.
So it is interesting.
Yeah.
But I think that's your SummerSlam. I think you tease it in this PLE and Scotland, and then you execute SummerSlam between the two of them.
Yeah.
I think you tease it between this one, the next one, maybe Money in the Bank. You tease it around then as well.
Yeah.
Into SummerSlam.
Maybe you get Finn winning the Money in the Bank contract.
Maybe do the opposite kind of.
Yeah.
Than they did last year, because the Money in the Bank is a tough one, because I actually don't know who to predict for that this year.
I was saying Sami Zayn, but I can't say anymore.
He hasn't dropped the title yet. We can't.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even at the moment.
I was saying that before he won the
Yeah.
title, though. So.
And then we have my women's one is a tough one because I would honestly, as a joke, put it on Chelsea Green just for the funniness of that. You know? Imagine someone like Jade at that point being the champion and Chelsea Green having the briefcase, you know? Just how amazing that would be. It's another one that I think is getting a match at like Clash of the Casual would be Chelsea and Piper, because Piper being Scottish just makes perfect sense to give her a match.
Yeah. Yeah.
A Clash. And maybe you do something with the Wyatt family at Clash too, because Nikki Cross, like I said, be a shame not to have her somewhere in the building.
Yeah.
But I know Kevin Owens was talking about the bloodline, and he said that he thinks Paul Heyman knows more than he's letting on. He does not trust him at all. Then when does that man not know what's happening? Yeah. And then called this the bootleg bloodline. Safe to say he's not a fan of Tama Tonga or Tongaloa. And a lot of people were complaining about, like, I saw a lot of people complaining about that people didn't know, content creators didn't know who Tongaloa was. You guys are not wrestling fans. You don't know who this random Japan wrestling is. You don't watch Japanese wrestling. You don't know Tongaloa. You should know Tongaloa.
I wonder if you'll get a...
I didn't even know if Tama Tonga had a brother. Never mind the rest.
But apparently they were a massive tag champion, like in the tag division back there. Maybe
guerrilla warfare kind of thing was their kind of name or something.
Yeah, maybe you push them. Well, you're gonna have them two versus Jey Uso and Jimmy Uso. I think.
Yeah,
that's obvious.
Jimmy has to get revived first from the dead.
Yes, still not been seen on television.
Or live events.
4 weeks. He got absolutely destroyed.
Or live events, or out and about.
No, I think he was saw on Twitter, wasn't he? But that was it.
I don't believe Twitter these days. It's a very interesting list. We have Selena Vega, Asuka, Bobby Lashley, Dominic Mysterio, Drew McIntyre, CM Punk, Seth Rollins, Rhea Ripley, Charlotte Flair, still very much into it.
Yeah.
And Jimmy Uso, who's been dead. I want him to show up.
Flashback to Jimmy. Anyway, I think we've covered it all, haven't we?
Yeah, I think we've got most of it good. We're counting up the days to the next premium live event. We may or may not watch it. We usually get that decision on the week of itself,
depending on my work
rota, because being that it's a Saudi show, it'll probably start at around 6, 8. I'm not sure. Probably 8.
Are we going to be doing a live event, a live show for Scotland?
we might do it in Scotland. Just do a video, maybe live stream, just talking about it while we're in the hotel or something.
Yeah, take my laptop.
We can just go like, yes, hello, I'm here.
Anyway, thanks for watching, every guy.
What we are going to do, I know for a fact what we are going to do after the King and Queens tournament, we're going to jokingly make a video, Jono, of predicting the match card for our Scotland event. And we're going to see if we're correct 3 weeks later.
Oh yeah,
We're going to do it 3 weeks in advance. And we're going to see when we get to Scotland if we were right or wrong.
Yeah.
We're probably going to be very wrong, but we'll see if we can predict at least 1 or 2 matches exactly correct.
Yeah. That is the plan. Anyway, we will speak to you soon. If you're going to be in Scotland at Clash at the Castle, let us know. We will be there for SmackDown and Clash at the Castle. We can't wait.
Get a few good videos and content going.
Yeah. So we will see you very soon.